Barb, remember I was asking you what Greg's most glaring symptom is?
Yes.
And what did you say?
I mentioned a couple of physical attributes. I didn't really say a symptom like a behavior, like a way of being. I said that sometimes I see a tightness in Greg's physique, his physical body, that he kind of that I just associate that that's just who he is. And I forget that. And I think that you manifest a lot of physical density, like some of the projects you take on, including your father or us or all this, is like you take on some really heavy duty stuff on the third dimension, like a lot of physicality, a lot of stuff, a lot of paper, a lot of density. And so...
And these things could cause sciatica.
Yeah, I think at a certain point.
If somebody does that in a pathological or dysfunctional way,
like
that could cause sciatica.
Yeah, like when I, where I'm weak, I would manifest, a herpes outbreak, which I've cured, and for you, it would manifest as your sciatic. And then also, I think maybe just what you just did earlier before the camera was on, like a little bit of, like, throwing something into the works. I've noticed Keely do that sometimes, too, like, just to, like, remember that, just to bring everybody, like you want to
bring it down to make it more real or dense or something.
To remember, let people remind that you're here and you're somebody. Like you just have to put a little something in there so Barb remembers that, hey, I'm here too, and you forget that it's all you, like this is all you. We're all, and where you're really going with this and why you did it in the first place or something. That's what I see. Okay,
well, why don't we go with this now? Now you're observing these things. Greg is agreeing with them. So you have
I'm actually. I'm sorry, I'm not holding my hand up, but
okay. That's okay.
I often test on everything.
Yeah, and I know you use longer than anybody.
So you've been getting signals on the things Barb was saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I want you both to do now is I want you to test through the hub on our web college. This is the IMMUNICS web college, IMMUNICS web college, called curedrive.org. I want you to test through the hub, and I want you to come to things that that might cause Greg to do these things and remove them. So you're looking for causes. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now when you're testing through the hub, I want you to test through the hierarchy of skills that's on the hub specifically, and I want you to start with the last skill, skill 12, and work backwards. If you don't get anything on skill 12, ask about skill 11, and so on. And count down, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we're testing whether there's something there that, for me, that is a good thing for me to work on, vis-a-vis this, the whatever's going on with this symptom that Barb was mentioning, that I'm tested. Yes.
Something relevant.
So something relevant. So
you start. You just go 12, 11, 10.
I found something already.
Yeah, I get 12, 11, 10, 9.
Me too. I actually got 12.
Okay, so I want you, since you got 12, I want you to go into the lesson part of 12.
Yeah, that's where I did. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And now, test through the lesson part of 12 for a lesson, then click on that, and then test through that lesson and read the thing that your finger moves on.
I got several of them. The first one I got was absent permissions.
Okay, so click on that.
All right.
But one thing is I want you to actually let Greg tell you before you tell him.
Yeah.
Okay, good idea.
Well, I got that. That was the first on the list there, on the right, absent permissions. I get yes.
Good, thanks for I can just click on this stuff and you can test on that. What you have yourself permission to do, like, I'm actually, let's see what you get.
All right, I missed what you're saying, but absent permissions are that I don't have permissions to be or do or to have something. So I look at absent permissions and I test to see whether if I've ever given myself permissions to have them.
Yep.
So permissions. One permission was to well, it's it's like all these words come to mind. Maybe it's all wrapped up into one condition. That I don't have permission to fail. No, this is of course not that I have or haven't failed, but I don't have permission to fail.
It's a good one.
Permission to be bad. Permission to not care.
Mm-hmm.
Permission to just do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's sort of at the...
How about just, is there anything to do with having what you want? Whatever you think the other person or the thing that seems opposed to you being, accepting that it's what you want. It's almost like the way that you resist the thing you manifest. It's permission to that, as if it's not yours. So there's friction. Like
I'm hearing a few words tonight.
Okay. I'll just look at it. That's all true so far. I'm suggesting that maybe, well, two of the things that came out was when you said something about being bad. That this concept of bad and good.
Yeah.
Like somehow you've given yourself, I don't know, there might be something else in here, some field of truth or something around that. Like just, being yourself is maybe a better, like, instead of permission to be bad, just permission to be yourself.
Be yourself, right.
Yeah.
Permission
And then the other one that you said was to do what you want versus whatever you think.
When I'm supposed to do what I think I'm supposed to do. Or,
yeah. When actually just like, like you just sort of doing what God wants you to do, or what the highest thing to do. Like there's a lot of stuff and opportunities around you. And since I've known you, there's seems to be oftentimes a conflict between you and what there is to do. Like as if it was, not something you created, like it was forced.
Like,
okay, I'll tell you what.
Against like the right thing that God is the right thing. But
here's how you would wait.
That's the moralistic.
Here's how you work this lesson.
Mm-hmm.
Just test this question. Do I have permission to do what I want?
Do I have permission to do what I want? I get yes.
Do I have permission to fail?
Do I have permission to fail? Yes.
Now, test, have I just cured something?
I just cured something, yes.
Okay, so that's how you do the lesson.
Okay.
You don't have like a psychoanalytic discussion about it. You simply see the issue, you frame a few direct questions about whether you have permission or not. See, another question is, Greg, do I still have any absent permissions that I need to know about right now?
Do I still have any absent permissions that I need to know about right now? I get yes.
Okay. What might one be that... See, and Barb, here's what you do. I want to caution you. You remember how Chrissy used to always tell people all kinds of things about themselves?
I know. I have to retrain myself.
Do not ever do what Chrissy did.
It's hard to break the...
Chrissy was an egomaniac.
So am I.
Yes,
Okay.
and that's why people do that. So you ask
I've
the
done that. I do that too. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And you ask the person, okay, what comes into your mind that might be something that's an absent permission? And guileless, that's right. Well, what came to your mind, Greg, about what might be an absent permission?
I've never been able to do this. It's really
And
hard
test
for me
it.
not to just talk.
It is?
This is hard for me. Yeah, like the other day I had this friend, okay? Like
Wait, Barb,
Oh.
we're in the middle of doing a session with
Okay,
Greg.
okay.
Yeah.
Now see, this is going to really cripple you. This is a symptom right here. Barb I'm talking to.
Pretty crippled.
Yeah.
As far as, helping people cure things.
Yeah.
Because you're all over the place.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is hard for me to just sit still and let ask them stuff and just
Yeah. You need to sit still and ask them
let them
and
pull themselves up.
let them pull themselves out.
Yeah.
So what
All
came
right.
to your mind as an absent permission, Greg?
Don't have permission to be dumb.
Okay, very good.
Unknowing.
now,
Like unknowing.
test
I
this
have to
question.
know.
Test this question. Do I have permission to be dumb?
Do I have permission to be dumb? That's a dumb question, right? No. I had to say it. Do I have permission to be dumb? Yes.
Okay. Test. Could these give me sciatica? Could these be cofactors?
Sciatica, yes.
And you get a signal on that. See, this is what, like, people with sciatica watch something like this and they're going like, what in the world are they doing and what does this have to do with sciatica? But I notice they can't cure their sciatica. They're like laying flat on their backs and then you cured it and they think you're like, you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
But you're the one that cured yours and they didn't cure theirs.
They all have ideas about how to cure their sciatica and how people do it.
That's right. That's what stops them. They got ideas.
It blew my mind when I cured it, and I knew right away, speaking of knowing or not knowing, it was just obvious to me that I cured it.
Yep, all your symptoms disappeared.
Everything disappeared.
The physical symptoms disappeared.
It came from the inside out. I still lay down. I waited for my body to really relax, but I blossomed inside. And I just knew that, it was, sciatica was how it was all wrapped up inside me. And all these things that we're testing now are
That's
part
right.
of that.
Or
whatever it is for that person, for me it was.
Barb, there's something I want you to know, and there's something I want to share here with Greg.
Okay.
Which is, Greg, sometimes you get a little struggly during these sessions, but I notice when there's something in the session that's really for you and you're getting something out of it, you're always feeling good about it and you're never struggling. You're always very supportive of everybody around you.
I love doing these sessions when I really hit pay dirt. And Barb, I thank you so much for just telling me what you see.
That's all.
Whether it's a lot for you or nothing for you, you're just great.
Oh, well, I wouldn't
Do
be
this with me.
doing anything if it wasn't for you, so thanks. Sorry I talk so much.
Well,
I know so much.
Barb, what you should do next is you check if Greg cured anything. Are there any other things any other absent permissions he needs to know about? If not, test down that same list of lessons for the next thing to do. See, and then do that.
Something around that. So let's go to the next one.
So
let's go down that list a little more.
No, you have to ask Greg to test.
Asking me, yeah.
You ask him and he tests. See.
You test where to go and what to do next. All you, Greg.
Okay, so is there anything more absent permissions? I got no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything
so,
else in that skill? Mission accomplished.
In mission accomplished, skill 12, I'll go down the list.
Yeah.
Archetypal alternative self, calls to action. I'm holding my hand up to the list, and I'm sort of testing as I go down the list on my screen here.
Yeah.
Controlling other people in interpersonal situations. It's funny because I'm not really getting a yes on that. That was wrapped up into the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Creativeness. Daily, I'm getting a little bit on everything,
I know.
Daily self-help routine, the vows.
Yeah. Let's go there.
I just want to go into that.
Okay, I hear you. Go. I saw that originally.
Drawn.
It's your kind of thing. It's calling you. I know. Actually, I saw this earlier, and I actually went into it while you were talking, so it's your kind of thing.
Before sleeping or whatever you feel it necessary, make the following vow. I will stay away from and reflexively remove negative beingness and alien influence. Okay, I vow that, yeah. I will accept coaching or training only from God or my spirit guides. I will refuse to attack anyone. I will heal everyone I come across. I will reflexively and instantly heal everyone who attacks me. I will reflexively stay away from anything that interferes with me accomplishing my mission. Well, I've been somewhat lax on some of those, and I have not been saying this every night, or even focusing, but I focus on these things during the day, but I have, it's like I've not, how do I do, so to do a vow assessment, let's go to that. A scale of 0 to 10, to what extent have you kept each of the following vows? If it's been less than 10, access the factors that interfere with you keeping the vows. Test if you cleared the interference. So, I don't have 10 on all those. I have the intention to do these things. See, that's a discrepancy, and also in the permissions that I'm trying to be good. I was trying to be good and to keep my vows. These are vows in life, not just some vow I made, arbitrarily.
Uh-huh.
It's like, this is what makes life work.
Yeah.
So even then, not to get too heady about it, that's like I've felt that I had to, and where I was falling back was something bad about me, that I wasn't accepting God's coaching or training. Mm-hmm. More that I was doing it in some weird way. Mm-hmm. All right, so how clear resistance? Interact with the issue, not with the resistance. Okay. Final results of an easy research next them up. Have many interactions with much confront and no change in your intention for the outcome.
By the way, if you have to read something, read it very clearly and distinctly, so that, because people are listening to this, and that just shows respect for them.
All right. So interact with the issue, not with the resistance. I'm doing that now. That is something that I was lax in. I was aware of my resistance and sort of doing something vis-a-vis that, trying to change it or get around it. Find all the results within easy reach and snatch them up.
Yeah, that's.
I have. That's something I've not been doing in my daily life.
No, I've watched you for years. You don't know to do that. I think you get just the moment you come back against these and emotion that way, or at least getting your results. We'll say more about that. What are you seeing about it?
Okay, well, I hardly heard a word till right at the end there. Maybe if you're on external microphone, you have to get it closer to you.
Okay.
You like really get close to where the microphone is, because it's breaking
I'm just
up.
saying that I've also seen that in you. That one I tested yes on.
Okay. Yeah, again, like what we started out with, I make things harder and more dense and more real so that I have to come through and be superhuman and really be incredible. So I don't even do small little results. I have a list of results and I postpone and I make them really something. So it becomes a, complex and hard in me, whether the paperwork or whatever might be fairly simple, you just do it. So getting back to an original assessment about how I make drama and make tension and make reality a density and tenseness. And maybe I'm even speaking that way, but notice when I've seen videos of me that I'm talking intently about something, get it across.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have more friends too. I gotta have more people around me.
Yeah, that really helps.
Harmonic people. I live alone.
That's really good. Just you need, a buddy, kind of like a person.
I was just hanging out with my father's caregiver and his girlfriend, and we were having a good time. They gave me a mango. They invited me to a baseball game with
Nice.
all the Filipino caregivers. And just nice. They invited me to a party last week where they all sing karaoke. Everybody loves to sing karaoke. And they hand the microphone to me. Come on, Greg.
It sounds like fun.
You know what I'm thinking? Now, you're in what lesson right now?
We're in lesson 12. We're doing the vows and assessment, vow assessment, and clearing resistance to vows.
Okay. It sounds to me like, test this question, have I cured some things?
Yes, I've cured some things.
Okay. I think it's time to do an accelerator on what you've already cured.
Yeah, maybe that was what I was starting to do.
You're starting to do because having friends would be a new behavior that would be good to construct. That's one of the things on the accelerator. So both of you just come out of skill 12 and go to the accelerator skill.
Alrighty, I'm
Or
there.
do you have printouts of the, Barb, do you have a printout of the accelerator?
No, but I can get it on the screen.
Okay, so get it on the screen. I recommend that you both of you print out the short form of the accelerator and all the other things that it says to print out on the hub. There's a little section there that says print out, and you should print those things out.
I'm not there.
Well, do you mean right now?
Now let's just do it right now, I guess. I'll do it with you.
No, I don't think we need a movie of you printing it out.
Well, I wanted to stop the movie. Okay.
That would be. Let's make a movie of you making some copies while we're at it.
Be a good movie of me trying to find a printer to print it out on.
Very
That's
good.
It would be. We follow you along.
Follow me around trying to get my
Yeah,
shit together enough to get a printer.
Excuse me, sir. Stop someone at that. Do you have a printer? Hello, little baby. Do you have a printer?
Printer for a second. Oh my god.
Do you like 50%?
Okay, Barb, do you have the accelerator short form on your screen?
Accelerator short form. Okay, there it is.
Okay. Now you should ask the questions and he should answer them, and
Great.
don't let him go on too long with any one question.
Me?
If he's going on one thing, you can repeat the question and he can give you a new answer, a different answer. See?
Hey Greg, as soon as I opened this, I saw a video of you. Okay, so are you in a comfortable place, Greg?
I'm in a calm, clear place. Yes.
You look so young in this video that's on this page. What is gone at last?
A lot of self-doubt.
Nice. Anything else?
Reflexive, intellectual reflection. What am I doing? How am I doing? What do I have to change?
Nice. Okay. Good. I was criticized for that today too. Compare your old and new responses. What's new behaviors are different, or actions and activities?
I was saying some old responses. New ones are, I'm in the moment with what I'm saying, without stepping back and analyzing and trying to say it at the same time. In other words, trying to appear that I'm very real in the moment, while my mind is going like crazy.
That's good. That's good. That's another one of your symptoms, being multitasking. That's good. You do seem different.
See, in that video that I just was playing that.
Yeah, yeah. What have you moved away from, and what are you moving toward?
Moving away from a really fulfilling, relaxed, enjoyable life with people. I move away from the depths of despair. Well, yeah.
Okay.
I would say that I have been dark and separate.
So you feel less are you moving away? You're moving away from
Moving
that
away from that, yeah.
towards being what?
A lovable, cute guy.
Bondable, connected.
I bond on Bon Jovi, you know.
I'm friendly with you. What new feelings do you have?
Barb, I'm glad you asked. I love you. What new feelings? Well, you know, when you started out, you said, you know, how I like constraining to lift myself up. I'm doing something in my neck, and I said, oh, you know, at the time I said, okay, I gotta fix that, and I said, okay, feel my butt on the chair, and you know, and then stack yourself up and so forth. And now I find myself just sitting up and feeling
nice. Yeah, just being
active and together.
Cool. I like that.
It's a feeling, definitely physical. It's a presence, state.
Yes.
Not like a motion.
Not like a mental concept or like a formula or a procedure you have to follow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I could write How to Be Greg. And people would say, gee, that's really
Step 1, open the heart. Step 1, open the heart. Get to the calm, clear place.
Yeah.
Okay. What is gone? Your mind is so gone you can't answer.
Right. I just let my mind go. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
That's fine.
Okay.
Your
That's
answer,
good.
your
Thank
need
you.
to reply is gone. Okay.
Right, the need to, say something important and really,
Yeah.
I'm imparting wisdom to people,
What? Well, a lot of these are sort of repeating, but I'm going to ask them anyway.
Okay.
What are you no longer attached about having or being?
Mm-hmm. Being smart, no longer attached to being smart, to saying something worthwhile, to
Cool.
contributing all the time,
Mm-hmm.
to train and teach.
Yes. Nice. What? How does this relate to other issues in your life?
I was just thinking of that. Yesterday, in a yoga class, I walked in. Here's a guy I hadn't seen in months because he's been off on some trip. And we were friends, or friendly. We've done things together. His name is Neil. And but he sort of has given me the cold shoulder recently. Even before he went away, he's kind of, okay, that's enough. And as was someone else in my life. And I asked him, did something, like, did she say anything to you about me? About, she just pulled way back. And he said, well, sometimes, you just have to figure it out for yourself. Which I took, I said, yeah, I know, right. And so essentially he was doing the same thing. And I know that I've changed since I last talked to him, but he was still doing pretty much the same behavior. And I didn't even talk to him afterwards because we were right after class we were both running out. The point being that I recognize that I've cleared up, and right now have cleared up some of what I think he and the other woman were reacting to.
Nice.
And I saw that I was doing something towards them, to them, even though to me it was just my own little world. But it had an effect on them, and they couldn't stand it anymore. They couldn't stand me.
That's cool. That's good. I mean, you got a lesson. Nice.
Yeah. So okay.
So do you want to connect with them now, or you feel all right with your relationship?
It's interesting that the woman did call me yesterday. I was sort of laughing. I said she thanked me for a birthday card that I gave her, and she was just very nice about it. I said, well,
amazing. Okay, good.
But I didn't go on in an old behavior with her.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Perfect. Congratulations.
So
yeah, that's great. That's big. You will win with this! Exclamation point. If I sent you one of my autoresponders, it would be, you will win with this.
Oh.
Just kidding. Okay, so are you still in the calm, clear place?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, I go on now. Check, this is building on what you just said. What old behaviors can you stay away from, move away from, and what easy behaviors can you move towards? Let's go back.
Easy behaviors being just, it's hard to, it sounds weird, open and free with people, because,
yeah.
But it's really true. See, it's not just the saying it, but it's actually being that way. And, but also seeing what the relationship is and who that person is that I'm talking to, and how to deal with that person, rather than coming on like gangbusters. This is who I am. Blah blah blah. Talk, and overwhelming them.
Nice.
Look how open and free I am. Like. So.
Okay.
Still clear the other behaviors that I was just talking about.
Right. So let's So the behavior to move towards is to be more empty and just present or whatever.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
Okay. What are new possibilities for achievement by making these changes? Could you achieve now that before the old behavior?
Well, as far as achievement in our work here with the Cure Drive, I think I'll be just able to be in better communication, better relationship with people, and see who they are, ask the appropriate question without me getting in the way.
Nice. Just elicit the response. That's good.
Yeah.
Yes. What are your next steps?
I was going to make a joke, you know. There's the bathroom. I have to go. No, a little while ago, but just teasing. That's blue humor. Stay away from blue humor. You always hear that. Speaking of improv,
Next steps towards achieving. I mean, what do you see? What comes
well,
to step?
um, I'm sort of dwelling on this. Because I can see having a weekly group meeting.
It's so funny, when I did this process, I got that same thing as my next step, that I had to do something, you know, like
A
create.
lot of people asking me
Yeah.
about curing, and if I'm talking to one person and interacting with one person, might as well have 10
Yeah.
people there.
Maybe that's not a bad idea, because you did that before, and now with your new changes in yourself, you might have a whole different, you know,
Yeah, that was years ago too.
result. That was years ago. Okay, anything else as a next step? What actions, activities can you now take related to your next steps?
Oh, by the way, in terms of achievement, I'm taking acting classes and improv classes, and that definitely is. That was one of the things I was being critiqued for. One was I was so serious.
Huh.
Well, can't you just play? It's called playing the part, not
Being.
Yeah, it is being be the part.
Yeah.
But I did a very funny but serious version of Felix Unger in The Odd Couple some weeks ago, but I was really into it. It cracked me up too, because I was so deadpan. People laughed at one point.
It's funny, now you're reminding me of something here. It's because of, I mean, maybe this is backtracking, but this is like another one of your symptoms, like that. And I used to see you do this when we had the context of having courses and, had more of a closed, like a venue. But you, I feel like that, like the fact that you went out to take a course rather than like doing that with us or with all these people, like this is one huge improv group here, it seems
right.
And maybe you had to go there to remind yourself that you can have fun again or be free.
Right.
Like you're bringing things into each thing we do. But test if it was if
that was
somebody said something the other day about like
my intention.
Being with people, you really have to be having fun, even when it's serious. Like like we have people, coming in here sick and with all sorts of conditions, but I remember you as kind of an over-the-top dramatic guy, high and low. So
Ever since
just
you met me,
something about remembering what the thread is, and then doing whatever you need to do to maintain that thread of cure and connection. Like there is no right or wrong way, and it a million ways. So having fun with all these different characters you can be, yet always be connected with the result you're after. Does that make sense? Like there's a Okay, let me go back to the Excel for a sec.
So is there something to test there? Yes.
Test
I know what you're talking about, and
this friend of mine, Alexa, do the same thing. Like she gets
that's a new behavior to stay connected to that core strain of having fun or being connected.
I mean, I would even venture to say that even you being in your acting class as actually because you're there to give them you at IMMUNICS. You're not there to, you may
Well,
think.
that's one reason I went out also. It's an outreach, and I had to get out of this.
Yeah, you're just showing yourself. You're showing yourself. And
make new friends and all, I know.
Yeah, yeah, but remember that what you have to give your friends is that you know how to do what you're doing right now. And has such a reflex to self-examine and clear the way you do. So you're like, oh, where else can I go show myself? And it's not like you're never going to make mistakes, because you have permission now to fuck up. But the way you unfuck yourself is exceptional, and it's remarkable. And that's, I think, a lot about what we're doing with the Cure Drive, is we're seeing how do you unfuck yourself up once you've screwed something up or gotten sick or whatever it is.
And along that line, the teacher always saying, I'm being very critical here. I said, bring it on. No, it's okay. Because I welcomed it. And I, really took in what she would say, which, and everyone in the class really enjoyed me. And afterwards they said, I really like you because you tell the truth, and you're always saying something that I really get something out of, and learn so much. You have they come up to me and say, tell me what you see about me. You want to.
Right. I mean, that's who you are, and that's what, I was always drawn to, and that's what the original group that you were involved with, that I got, like, these people are doing something unique among humans that I know. Like, it's not like you're perfect, but the way you were refining yourself is really interesting, and it's a really good skill. Okay.
This is good. Okay, but what's the next?
The next thing is,
actions, activities.
tell me how are you more responsible now?
More responsible. More responsible. I am. It all sounds so. I'm coming from my heart about whatever. I could be.
Tell if you're coming from your heart more or not.
Yeah, and I can be that way with other people. It's more, directly related to who people are, what they're saying. Just more responsive and responsible to what is needed, what's going on.
Okay. Okay. How about what are you more able to, or are you more able to confront in yourself?
Yes, because I'm
in other words, give responsibility to who it belongs to rather than take it off.
It's just I have a real, authentic connection with somebody, and and we'll be able to reflect them more clearly, and make them and have them be more conscious of
ask
if there's something that they have to confront.
Yeah, ask if that, if being able to do that more has a positive effect on you never having sciatica again.
Oh, absolutely.
Giving more responsibility to others rather than taking
more responsibility to others. Yeah. When I had sciatica, I was taking it all on myself.
Yeah.
And trying so hard.
Mm-hmm.
A key thing that I saw at the time was my trust in myself, that I could handle anything. It seems like sort of an old thought now, because I've gone since then. But I know I can go anywhere and be in any situation and trust myself, even if it's new or difficult.
Yeah. So you know that about yourself now?
Yes. I mean, if a guy has a gun across the street, I trust myself not to go across the street. I'll go this way. But I mean, being a little facetious.
I understand. Yeah, but like I think you no longer have to take on so much that you have to prove to yourself that you're capable. I think in those days you were taking on so much because you were still trying to complete something from the path or past some trauma base. Okay, good. Do you see any interference that may come at you in the future as you take on this new way of being that you're seeing today?
Well, Yeah, I can see that I could lapse. I have to set up my life a little differently. I mean, you know, I don't know, you know, just for the sake of this video here, I've been taking care of my father for some years, and I have a small apartment above his.
Yeah,
and I have certain responsibilities there. But I can, you know, set my life up so that I have, like, I don't, how could it's like I don't lapse in some way.
yeah,
My schedule,
yeah,
my activities, my
Yeah.
relationship with you and Byard and Franny and
So where you're
Stay
sitting right
healthy.
now, is that, which one's your right side right now? Raise
this is
your-
my right.
So what direction is that over there? I'm just curious. Is that
This
What?
is the south.
south?
That's the
I
north.
got this vision. So Chicago is to your south, right?
Chicago is right there. See that? That's Chicago. Downtown Chicago, the loop is about 8 or 9 miles that way. In the lakefront, where it's 102 degrees.
Southerly walks. Yeah, I did it. It's good for you to take southerly walks.
Southerly walk.
Just to get yourself to walk out a little more. Remember who you are. With you like you gotta focus on your father. Your touch as well. Let yourself ever to be free and move about your community and so forth. Show yourself. Okay, one more thing.
Okay.
Discover. Did you clear?
So interference. I sense that there's that the interference there, but at the same time, it's what we talked about before. We started talking about the valves and the interference and the resistance. There's some choices to make. Choice not to stay connected to this to me, and not the interference where I escape into oblivion. Sort of like, I just don't feel like I'm gonna.
The way you respond to interference sometimes is to escape or hide or.
Yeah.
Okay, so remove the tendency to do that.
Okay, removing the tendency
To contract or
to
recoil when you are interfered with.
recoil when I have interference. There's some other way to put it that's
Okay, well, install the ability to expand or reach out.
To reach through it, to move through interference,
Which
or
brings me to my
to
next.
stay with.
Yeah. My next
To connect.
point is to stay in touch with your God connection through it.
Yes, that is really God connection, and I think change in me is that I had sort of a God connection that was sort of narrow and true, but it was in here, but it wasn't really fulfilled in my life.
Yeah, it wasn't stabilized.
I wasn't, like all through my life, I would, kind of, it was a private thing. I was. And
I think that's what made it, that's what made it fragile and able to be like, cracked like this sciatic. It makes it fragile. It's like I see you now with a more expansive, all-encompassing God connection that's more flexible. And you see that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So, discover love and God connection.
Yeah.
Test that that I am doing that.
Rediscovering it. Yeah.
I could on the hub. I can go into what that is.
The God connectors or just God
Just
in general?
I mean, there's, God connect. Yeah. For the people who are watching, there's more under each one of these things than God connectedness and expressing that. I think it's really I'm expressing that more.
Okay.
How are you
How are you now?
I switched to another page and a video came up. Gotta turn that off. I am present. You know, I'm not in my head. I had fleeting thoughts of things that I didn't like or that I was doing. There were sort of bad habits, and I just said, okay, that's not real. It's something I'm manufacturing right now. And
Are you free?
I am free. I am solid as a rock.
True.
That's what my love. No, that's.
You're solid yet free.
You know, Ashford and Simpson.
By the way,
The
you want
80s.
to work on your dad a little bit right now? I suddenly want to connect with your father. How is he doing?
My father's changing.
Okay.
He's more frail,
Yeah.
less communicative, less able to actually think.
Well, let's just like reach out and connect with his higher bodies and everybody else that we know that's struggling at all or has moved on. I just said it will free you up too. Like again, give his responsibility to him. Like you're there for him, and also he's having his own experience with God. So give his responsibility back to him. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And remove anything that you're taking on of anybody's, including his, that's not yours. Even though he appears so very helpless, you know, he's on his own path though. He's got his own.
Yeah.
He's doing it his way.
I'm supporting him he can go on his own path.
Yeah, you're there to assist him.
I'm there assisting. Yeah, definitely. I've been assisting.
Okay, so same with all of us and anybody you come across. You're just there being great, sharing great. Okay, so now where were we before we got onto this accelerator? We were way over on mission accomplished.
We were on mission accomplished, and at the time it was saying, well, maybe we've done enough of the mission accomplished to do an accelerator. So we were
ask if you have you accomplished your mission with me personally
in life, totally.
Yeah.
My mission with you.
Have we accomplished our mission that
No. I think it's just been on hold.
Do we have a mission together, you and I?
No, we haven't fully accomplished it. I think that both of us are very capable of truth telling.
But we have a shared mission.
We have a shared mission, and it's really interesting because like we're not really attached to each other, and sometimes you know we can be irritants to each other, but there's something there. I think that you and I have something very high we're doing together.
Yeah, we're very interrelated.
Interrelated and very truthful, like even the things we don't want to talk about.
I'm on your staff. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, we have to keep clearing. I get just what you were doing today, like in order to accomplish our together. So now, test if you have sciatica in any of your bodies.
No. I mean, yeah.
Touching that stuff.
When I cured sciatica, I've checked, and physically, I've done things that were so far beyond well, I wasn't playing lacrosse.
Sure, you don't got any sciatica hiding there in your apartment anywhere. No, just kidding. Okay. Don't go out and get it, please.
No?
Okay.
No.
You're hovering above the sciatica.
I don't even think of sciatica anymore.
It's nice up here. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the eye college.
To the we're still with 12th lesson. Feel the truth, whole fairness clearing. Things to know about your mission, quality breakdown.
Oh, that's good.
Improvements, how to 545. Immune.
Apologize.
Well, that test of do you have sciatica in any of your bodies is a fitting conclusion for this movie.